to celebrate the 150th birthday of Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, which took place on the 2nd October, a day recognized as International Peace Day by the United Nations to honor Mahatma Gandhi. Gandhiji is referred to as Bapu ji, or the father of the nation in India, because of the profound effect he had on our country and the way he conducted the freedom movement to gain independence for India and the Indian people from the British colonial rulers through peace and non-violence. He inspired many world leaders, including Martin Luther King and Nelson Mandela, and is known today as an apostle of peace and non-violence and always called Mahatma Gandhi. So what made Mahatma Gandhi so special? He could have had an easy life as he came from a privileged family in India. His father sent him to London to study law, and his future was virtually mapped. Gandhiji's moment of enlightenment occurred in South Africa, where he went to practice law. He was outraged at the treatment of his fellow Indians and started campaigning for their rights. Gandhiji eventually returned to India and started campaigning against British rule. Not everyone agreed with his peaceful approach, and especially after the Amritsar massacre in 1919, when British troops opened fire on innocent civilians who had gathered in the Jallianwala Bagh. He was enraged and demanded full independence. Throughout his life, he faced discrimination and violence, yet he always insisted on non-violent resistance to injustice. He was sent to jail 19 times throughout his life, and even at the age of 75. He stood by his beliefs despite all the pressures he was put under, and we must never forget his sacrifices that he made for the sake of our country. Mahatma Gandhi was very supportive of the poor and campaigned for their rights on many occasions. He was aware that cleanliness and sanitation were key issues that needed to be resolved to improve the health of his nation. He understood the importance of education and how it could help make progress in India. Gandhiji was also ahead of his time, as he realized that women can make a huge contribution to society. While he acknowledged that their important role in bringing up children, he encouraged and welcomed women to join the freedom movement so that their voices were prominent and could be heard.